this regular city council meeting of the town of Pecos City to order. Today's date is October 8th, 2018. And the time is 5:30 p.m. This time I'd like to ask everyone, as long as you're in council chambers, to please remove your hats. Also, please check your phones and please put them on silent. We will have the invocation by Councilman Chayes, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Councilman Ornelas. Please rise.
Thank you, O Lord, for all the blessings you have bestowed upon us, our families, our community of Pecos, Reeves County, our state of Texas, and this great nation of ours. Lord, give us the strength and the knowledge to make the right decisions and to affect our community. In the next name we pray. Amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone this evening. Appreciate y'all coming out and sharing your time with us. For the record, let it show that all council are present with the exception of Councilman Arona. This time we will move into item number D, which is public comments. We ask that if you have something to share with us, to please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. And once recognized, to please state your name for the record. And if possible, please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. So, public comments. Yes, ma'am.
Kathy Cravey, I would like to know on this proposal that's on the list here tonight. Gerald Tejas said he was gonna make a motion that we abolish that. Is he gonna do that tonight? And if he does not, can we argue about it?
I will be making that statement, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Might preface anyone else speaking that this is a time for you to share, but since they are not actual agenda items, we are not to discuss public comments at this time unless it's an agenda item on the agenda.
Well, it is on the agenda.
But it's still public comments. Okay. Anyone else for public comments? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Stacy Roberts, and I just wanted to ask a couple of questions, which I know won't be answered, but one of the things I'm curious about is I hear that Mr. Pont is the city attorney for Pecos, Balmorhea, Presidio, Toya, and Monahans. Not real sure if I have all those cities or if that's all correct. And I'm not sure how legal that is, if that is correct, but that's beyond my expertise. So most of what I found out through looking at this ordinance and the city procedures, which I was asked to look at from a friend of mine that lives over here, who's a Vietnam veteran, is way beyond my comprehension. But I plan on continuing until we can figure out how to get this corrected. This first ordinance sought to regulate weeds in people's yards. May I suggest that we start weeding right here? And the best way to weed a yard is to pull them out by the root. Rod Pont has given this city legal counsel and possibly helped author this ordinance and zoning. I may be incorrect on that, but that's what I found so far. So my concern is how many cities are being advised to make laws and ordinances that violate the rights of the citizens? And who was it that suggested that you make this first ordinance, as stated in the newspaper, the most onerous? Was it you, Mr. Sorensen, or was it you, Mr. Moon? I'm still unclear how that's working for your constituents. And how many of you agreed to this first ordinance, knowing it would strike fear into the very people you voted for to uphold the constitutional rights? And I'm just going to repeat this. This ordinance and all ordinances attached to this illegal zoning are unlawful, unfair, and unjust. The ones most affected will be the elderly, the disabled, and the economically disadvantaged. Shame on y'all. Shame on you. We're going to be filing a petition with our organized group and have sought counsel with filing this case with the Attorney General. I hope you get it corrected.
Thank you.
Olga Flores, born and raised in Pecos. I would be one of the first to go if this comes in. My house is right here, Highway 80. I haven't lived there for a number of years. I'm having to take care of my mother. And I finally got the arrangements, the funds, the contractor to do the work. My contractor got sick. Doctor hasn't released him in November. He's still going back for MRIs, tests and whatnot. So, and then the electric company, Lord, Texas, New Mexico, try to get them to go out and turn your power on. You have blessed it. The city has blessed it. I cannot get anyone until maybe November, December. So there I go. I would be one of the casualties. It's just like, Gerald knows me, we go back a long ways. So I'm just saying, have mercy on us, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Other public comments?
I would like to, anybody else? LaDonna Olivier. And I also am concerned about the discrepancies within the ordinances, not only for the corridor, but a few other ordinances that I looked at, like the sidewalk and curb and driveway that the people must maintain. I thought that the city sidewalks and curbs were the city's job to take care of and maintain. The other one is the zoning. It seems to me like you are picking and choosing whichever ones you want, and we'll let this one have a pass, and then somebody else asks for the same thing, just a different spot. But no, we're going to let him, you have to do it. The permits, like Olga's, if somebody gets sick and they can't do the job right away, the permit expires, you got to go and get another one. And it's terrible how much money that you're absconding from the people by these ordinances. I believe that Pecos deserves a nice, clean city. I believe that we do need more housing, and I do believe that we need more retail stores. But I'm asking the Pecos people, we can do this. You've done it before without spending millions and millions of dollars, $100,000 for a planner. Is that what we want our money spent on, when we could spend it on people who need help? That I think it would just be better if we left the money within Pecos rather than sending it out to all these planners and the managers of the managers, and the new assistant city manager, $199,000. And you called last meeting, I think you said something about the beautifiers will be going around seeing. You deceived the people, because those beautifiers are city code enforcers. It's not beautifiers. And I just want the council to do what's right by the people. We entrusted you with the job of taking care of our city, not robbing and stealing. I think because there's so much money here, and sometimes when you get so much money in your pocket, you just spend, and all of a sudden you're broke again. Not that I think the oil boom is going to stop real quick or anything, but there's something shady going on underneath. And the more that I research and I look into the records in the city hall, we ask for records, and we get kind of a sharp response. We ask for transparency, going online, looking for the ordinances, looking for the city charter, looking for whatever y'all are working with. I don't know, but we want to know what our rights are, because we own the land. These people built the land, the city. Okay, I'm off. I got my 3 minutes in.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Other public comments? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Rogers, and kind of like I said in the last meeting, with all this going on, y'all are doing nothing but devaluing the property in Pecos. I have a building in town. I had a gentleman call, asked me if I wanted to sell it. I said, well, don't know, I'll think about it. I said, you think about it, give me some time to think. He called me back a couple of weeks after all this took place, and he said, Jeff, I'm just gonna be honest with you. He said, take me off your list with what's going on in the city of Pecos. He said, I want nothing to do with them. I'm gonna build out in the county, and just don't even, don't consider it anymore. I'm done. So here again, y'all are taking and devaluing the city with this, I'm not gonna use the word, rules that you're just tearing things down that people have that are now worth nothing because nobody wants to come in from the outside and put up with this mess. That's kind of where we're at.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Yes, ma'am.
Mine is going to be positive. Judy Foster.
Thank you.
Okay. I live on Plum Street, and a lot of people use that as a raceway. I mean, it's bad. I want to thank Richard Natividad with the Pecos Police Department because he sits out there and he catches them. And I don't know if he's giving them tickets or not, but he's doing a great job. I want to thank Mr. Ponton, not Mr. Ponton, but Mr. Sorensen. We've had quite a bit of belly dump traffic, 18-wheeler traffic on Plum Street. I sent the information that I had to Syra. She forwarded it on to Mr. Sorensen, and he let me know that they would take care of it. But it's kind of hard to do that when you've got companies down back behind the city yard for the, they just don't have any roadways to go. There's no place for them to go. So I think we need to be concentrating on stuff that's inside the city, like streets. And I don't know if any of you have gone over on the east side and taken a look at that, but if I lived on the east side, I'd be mad. There's no curbs, there's very few sidewalks, and a lot of those people have made attempts to make that look better. And so I think before we start building new Pecos, which I have a huge problem with, we need to take care of Pecos.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Other public comments?
Holly Jaraki. I would like to remind everyone that we are having our, Town of Pecos City is hosting the community cleanup Saturday from 8 to 4. We're gonna have coffee, donuts. We'll provide the vests, the grabbers, the gloves, the bags. We're gonna meet over here at 508 South Oak, and we would love for all of you to join us. This is an opportunity for us to take pride in Pecos and help clean up our community. Thank you.
Other public comments?
Grady Gerber. I have a question for Holly. I'm here for the overlay meeting too, but I have a question for her.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the dumpsters that you have provided by the city, may we take some old office equipment? We have some at our church that needs to be discarded. Can we put like it's a printer and typewriter and stuff, can we put that in the dumpsters?
I would probably prefer that you take them to our appliance trailer location, and I can get that for you. I can get that
Okay.
information and let you know exactly where that's at.
All right, thank you.
Any other public comments? Anyone in the hallway? Anyone in the back room? Okay, if not, we will move on to item number E, the consent agenda. Item 1, approve the minutes of the September 27, 2018 regular city council meeting. Number 2, the expenditure report, and 3, the call report.
Mayor, may I advise since in the appliance trailer is going to be on our Peach location with our roll-off for our Saturday community
On
cleanup.
Peach Street.
Yes, ma'am. It's gonna be right across from Zaragoza Hall.